How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to New Mexico State Men's Basketball News. I'm Marshall, and today's video we're talking about the Aggies' dominant 76-48 victory over FIU. Great bounce back for them after losing 3 straight, 6 out of the last 7, lost 3 straight, lost another 3 straight. Finally won a home game after losing 4 in a row at home, so they're 8-5 at home overall, 5-5 on the road, 0-2 in their neutral game, so 13-12 overall, 6-6 in conference, sitting at 6th in conference right now. If we win a couple more games coming up soon, that we could always move to 4th or 5th possibly. It's gonna be really hard to get like 1st or 2nd or even 3rd. But I still think third could be doable. But I think anywhere from 4th to 6th is probably our range. I would like to finish at least in that range. I wouldn't want to finish any lower. 4th or 5th would be more ideal. I feel like that's a good matchup for that first round matchup. All of Conference Tuesday is pretty even, but I feel like that 4-5 matchup is going to probably be the most even since it's the closest seeds. And who knows, it could always play against UTEP. That's a very big possibility. And from there on out, play against right now Jacksonville State's #1. And I believe, we play against Jacksonville State and Kennesaw State this upcoming week. So there's be some good matchups that, lost to both the teams at home that are very winnable, especially the Kennesaw State one. So I'd love for the Aggies to at least get one of those wins. I think they can. I think they will. It's going to be really hard to win both. You're not going to really usually win both those games, but maybe they can get it done. Maybe they can use this game as some momentum. I don't want this game to be just one win and then they just go back to losing a lot like they were previously doing. This is a great win for their confidence. Let's get into the video and talk about how they got it done. Before I actually do get into the video, I actually want to mention I did shoot the half-court shot of the game yesterday and I did miss. I wasn't too nervous to shoot it because it's like, no one expects you to make the half-court shot, but it is different once you get up there. It's kind of like, oh shoot, it's all, I played basketball, my whole life, made a lot of good shots, made some half-court shots, not in a game, but I made some, deep threes in games. But that shot, difficult. It was kind of like the last one I did. I shot it last year as well. It was just short. It was an air ball, but it wasn't like, super bad. It was like the rim's here and it just missed it. So it had the distance, just didn't go in. But like I said, I made a lot of shots in my life, so can't be too mad at that one. Would have been nice, got 5,000, would have been in front of all those people. But I've been playing my intramural games for both men's and co-ed. Been scoring a lot of points. I've been scoring over 30 in most of those games. Have playoffs this week, so I'll try my best to continue that. So as much as it would have been nice to make that shot, still happy the Aggies won the game, and still happy that I'm doing well in basketball myself. So, but let's get into this video. I'm actually going to show you guys the video of the shot. Shout out to James Baca on Twitter. He was actually able to get the video. I didn't even notice anybody took a video of it. I think some of my friends did, but since I missed the shot, I don't think they wanted to show me. Some of my friends sent me some saw on Snapchat, but then James was the one that saw it, and I just told him I appreciate it. He said it was closer than his shot in 2022. I don't think I was there to see that shot because I'm pretty sure it was probably the Teddy Allen year he shot it. I'm not too sure. So I don't remember anybody shooting a half-court shot my freshman year in 2022. So he said it was closer than his. So hey, I guess that's a W, right? But no, shout out to him for because I was a little upset I missed the shot. I wasn't too upset because I was again, it's a half-court shot, not easy to do at all. Didn't expect to make it. I just wanted to at least hit rim, but that didn't happen. I got close. But he was hyping me up, so I really appreciate that from him. That was cool to see. Again, show you guys that video, and then we'll talk about the Aggie win.
For you. Line it up and let it fly.
Right off the bat, I want to talk about the starting lineup. The Shimongo brothers started together, Nate and Emmanuel. So it was great to see them play together. This is the first time they've been in the starting lineup together. Emmanuel's obviously started most games this year. I believe Nate started in a couple games, mainly came off the bench. But seeing them start together was awesome. Coach Schumann was saying in the post-game conference that he likes Nate at the 4. He feels like he can be a little bit better in that role, and he looked better. He had 7 points. Only really bad thing from Nate was he's only 1 for 5 in the line. He hasn't really been great at free throws all year long, so that'd be nice to see him improve. Something that his brother's done. Emmanuel's improved in the line a lot. I believe I can't remember how many free throws he shot last night, but I believe he was 4 for 4, had 6 points. He had 13 points last week against UTEP and had 9 of them for the free throw line. So even though he's getting a lot of points on the free throw line, he's still drawing those fouls and making those free throws. And that's some big ups to him, big improvements for him. Really proud of him for that. They're both rebounding the ball better. Like I said, Emmanuel's improving his free throw shooting and Nate's improving his rebounding. He had 7 points, 8 boards, had a near double-double. Maybe would have played a little bit longer, would have got, probably would have got it, but we're obviously building him out. So we got to see Christopher Bryuku get in the game. He got to the foul line, missed his first one, made the second. I thought he got fouled on a couple more, but he played hard. I really love his work ethic when he comes in. Even he does, just doesn't play a whole lot. He gets in and tries his best and shows that, he's still a talented basketball player. He's still playing Division I basketball, just on a, pretty talented New Mexico State team, I would say. As Xavier Johnson got in the game, I was hoping for him to get a bucket. He didn't get, a look to shoot at all. They're playing him pretty good defense. I guess they didn't want the guy to shoot. But he did technically get a steal because at the end of the game, FIU, they were trying to score at the end, I think, and they kind of threw it away. And then Xavier got it, so that counts as a steal. So he got a stat in just the 2 minutes he played. Edward Namoko got in the game with 2 minutes to go. And he had an assist right away to Nate to give him a late bucket to get him 7 points. So he had an instant impact. He only played a couple of minutes, like 2.5, but he still got in there and did some things for the little bit that he was in. Carl Sherifont, got in, didn't score, took one shot. For some reason, I thought he took more. I thought he scored, but I looked at the stats, he didn't. But the way he played, you think he scored. He played really great defense, and he's just showing why he deserves to be in the lineup. And I think he'll continue to for the rest of the season. I don't see why he wouldn't, because he hasn't given Coach Hoon a reason not to. Maybe it's like a super close game, he won't. But I mean, like even then, he still played in a relatively close game against Liberty toward the end, and then he played in this game, it was a blowout. It was close at the beginning, and we built some separation toward the end of the half thanks to Zadi Jackson. I mean, the dude had an amazing night, had 21 points. I was hoping for him to get a season high, because I think his season high is 24, so I was hoping for him to get to 25, but Coach obviously took him out because we want to get the other guys in, which is respectable. Big improvement from Robert Carpenter. Like I said, he didn't play his greatest game last game, but he had 11 points last night. The stats were a little off, so when I posted on Twitter, it showed 13 points, but I had to change it on Instagram and my YouTube because I looked back and it showed 11, so they're kind of messing up the stats online. But he still had a great game, hit 3 threes, had a nice dunk. It just pretty much solidified the game for us right by 24 with 5.5 minutes. You're not going to blow that. I know we blew a lot of leads in the past, but there's no way in heck we'd blow that, right? So super happy about that. Like Zadi Jackson had 4 assists, I believe. One of them being Robin, that big dunk, and I think he had a couple others to rob for some threes. Jaden Harris had a much better game as well. I think he had 13 points, hit a couple threes. Christian Cook, he didn't play a bad game. You look at his stats, I think he only had 7 points all in the first half, but he didn't take a whole lot of shots. Didn't really have to. And again, if you can win a game with your best player, not having to take over like that, I'll take that energy of the week. I know FIU's not great, only 2-11 in conference, 8-18 overall now, but they did beat Western Kentucky their first game of conference by 19 points, and we lost to Western Kentucky by 32. They beat Sam Houston, and they're about the same, and they beat them by 3 to dogfight. Anybody can beat anybody in this conference, like I've said multiple times. I mean, Sam Houston State, I think they just beat Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State at home, which are the 2 teams we played this week on the road. I know Sam Houston's at home, or they were at home, and they're a better home team than they are on the road. Those are still big wins against some top teams in the conference, and they're toward the end. Again, it shows that anybody can beat anybody. So in every game, like last night, again, I expected us to win. We blew them out, and I knew we could do that, but again, I wouldn't have been surprised if we lost with how bad we were shooting the ball beforehand. But shot the ball way better last night. Shot 50% from 3, 11 for 22, 46% from the field. If you can shoot better from 3 than the field, then you're more than likely going to win. And our defense was great again. Held FIU to only shooting about 13% from 3, 30% from the field. I think their free throws, I think they shot the free throw pretty well, but so did we. That's something that we've been improving on a lot. I think Jacoby got to the line, missed one, but Jacoby played a great game, had a really nice dunk as well. I can't remember who, I think it was Zadi that passed it to him. I think Zadi was having good assists. Nate also had a nice putback dunk. Emmanuel could have had a nice dunk too. Christian Cook lobbed it to him at the beginning of the game, but he's going for the layup. But, Emmanuel had the first 4 points, and when he had the first 4 points and we were making our shots consistently at the start, I was like, hey, I know it's not how you start, it's how you finish, but with how bad we started shooting the ball the past 8 games, didn't always finish the greatest for us despite still getting 2 wins. I knew we were in, for a great night. And FIU, they were making their shots at the beginning of the game. We had a couple turnovers early to start, like literally the first possession, Cook threw a turnover, and then FIU had a layup. But again, it was only the first possession. Once we got into our offense a little bit, we were able to play well, and they just stay composed, stay poised. We talk, and they were able to just put together a dominant performance and win 76-48. Gabe Pickens came in, played his role, hit some free throws, facilitated for his teammates, got some assists. Really slowed down the offense and played well. Thought Deontay Bostic didn't have a bad game. He hasn't been scoring the ball as much lately, but he's been getting his teammates involved, playing like a true point guard, so you can never be mad at that, ever. If you shoot the ball well, you're going to win a lot more basketball games. I mean, like I said, our defense was never the problem. This is our shooting. This is our first game in about a month since we actually, shot the ball well. Shot the ball over 40%. Zadi having a great game. Again, when Zadi scores in double figures, we win most games. I think there's only 2-3 games this season that we've lost when he's scored in double figures. And there's only been 1 or 2 games we've won when he scored, less than 10. So he's a big part of our team. I believe he's third in the team in scoring. And whenever you can win a game without one of your top guys, top 5 player in conference, Peter Filipovich, that's always a W as well, no matter who you're playing. Because people might be like, oh, FIU's the worst team in the conference. But, again, anybody can beat anybody on any given night. And with the way we've been playing, we've been looking like the worst team in the conference. We've, been definitely one of the worst offenses, worst shootings. Our offense was a lot better last night. And I feel like if Peter's hopefully able to play this week against some 2 great teams on the road, 2 really, really good teams, then, we have a good shot at winning those games. Even though we lost to both those teams at home, I feel like we're going to have maybe kind of similar to UTEP, where we're going to want our bounce back and try to just get revenge on them and win, even if we didn't get blown out to them. It's going to be nice to get a bounce back against one of those guys, or both of those guys would be great. But again, that's going to be really difficult to do. If we're going to win at least one of those, I think Aggie Nation would be okay with that. Would be happy for that, better than none. But if they win both, obviously that'd be more than enough. I still think this team has a chance of finishing with a winning record. Obviously, they're 13-12 right now, 6-6 in conference. You look at that, you're like, okay, it's not too bad of a season, but you just look at all the ups and downs we've had. It's just been super crazy. Like having that 7-game winning streak and then losing 6 out of 7, including that 7-game winning streak when we had, won 8 out of 9 with the UNM win. Obviously, playing against Texas after that, we weren't going to win that game, but still competed well. We lost by 24, shot the ball very well. Just, we played good defense. They were just making shots. We played 2 games on the road, and then 2 games at home, and then 2 games on the road again. Obviously, like I said, Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State. And then we play against, at home, play against Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky. Then our last 2 games of the season on the road, Louisiana Tech and Sam Houston, which we start off with at home. And I think we could definitely beat at least one of them, if not both. La Tech, again, they might want their bounce back after us blowing them out at home. And Sam Houston State in a tough environment, Coach Newton's old school, they're going to obviously want to beat us. It's kind of like reminds me, again, I'm a big Dame fan, big Blazers fan, so whenever Dame goes out to Portland, even though we love Dame, obviously Portland always wants to try to get the win. It's probably kind of the same Houston. I'm sure they love Coach Newton, but at the same time, they're going to want to get the win. And who knows, by that time, maybe they can have a chance to, be a little bit higher in the standings and, maybe get at least an 8th spot. It really just depends. And at that time, maybe, we're like, oh, let's try to get a 4, maybe 3 spot. You just never know how it's going to look because, again, Conference USA right now, the standings are super close, so every game matters. We've had 3 blowout wins in conference. We've got blown out 1 time. Those games are a rarity in conference. You don't see them too often. They've been happening a little more often than I would expect, and I'm glad that we've been on the winning side for 75% of them. And maybe we have at least 1 more in store for us. I feel like they can definitely do it, but again, they got to shoot the ball well, just like they did last night. And they tend to shoot the ball better at home, but they've had games where they shot the ball a lot better on the road. Even that Middle Tennessee game, even though they didn't have a field goal in the last 6.5 minutes, they still shot the ball pretty well throughout the game, I believe. And their defense obviously always helps out a ton. That's going to close out for the video. Please let me know who you guys thought the standout player of the game was. I think it was Zadi for sure. 21 points. But a lot of guys did a lot of great things well. Like I said, Rob and Jaden had great bounce back games. And even though Cook didn't have his greatest game, he still played well. He still did some good things. So let me know who you guys thought was the biggest reason we won. It could have also been the Schmonger brothers starting. Some people were, might not have expected that. I didn't expect that to happen, but I honestly kind of liked it. I like the brotherly connection. I don't know if they've ever, I'm sure they started games before, like in their past, like in high school and stuff, or like, Little League, whatever it may be. But I don't think they've ever started in a game together in college, because I believe that they never played together in college before here. So just great to see that. I saw some people on Twitter saying they were scratching their head at that decision, but then, once the game went on, they said that they enjoyed it. And Peter, when he comes back, I'm assuming he'll take back that starting role, maybe ease into him a little bit. Maybe he'll won't start for his first game back from the bench and then get back into it after a game or 2. But I think Nate's just played a lot better at the 4. He's just looked good the past couple of games at home. Even the game we lost against Liberty still looked good. But I believe he played the 5 that game and looked better last night, even better at the 4. Emmanuel's been doing a lot better at the 5. Again, he had a really good game against UTEP. Didn't play his greatest game last game, but played a lot better today, or I say today, last night. And hopefully he can just continue to trend in the right direction. So great guys that Coach Newton's hyped about. He said they're high character guys, and he says that about a lot of the team. So it's just great to see that. And again, just comment who you guys thought the player of the game was and how you guys thought the game went in general. Even though we got a big win, let me know what you guys think we could still improve on, and what we got to continue to do well to win games like this against some better teams, better competition. No disrespect to FIU, they're all, again, they're a team that could have beat us at their place, and they're a team that can beat anybody on any given night. I like some of their players, like the number 11 guy, super athletic, he averages like 14 points a game, super talented guy. Would be a guy that'd be cool to have for the Aggies. I'm not sure how much years he has left, but hey, maybe he transfers to a better school. That's gonna do for the video today. I'm out.